This week's marriage tip for men. Rule number 1. As for secrets, yours or hers or yours, and let there be none between you. I want you to read that again. As for secrets, yours or hers or yours, and let there be none between you. That'll also be available sometime soon in the AldermanFarms.net/ebooks. So what are we talking about here? It's a matter of trust. And, you know, these are marriage tips that I've learned over the years, that some of which we've learned together, some of which through hard knocks, some of it through the counsel of godly men and women. Mm-hmm. But this is a very important one, and I want to expand your thinking about it just briefly. I'm not going to take too long to talk about this. Patty and I have no secrets. There's none. First, let me say this too: if you work if you work for a top secret government agency, I get it. I get it that you can't be sharing confidential information. Okay, we're not talking about that. But Patty and I have no secrets.
Or if you're a doctor, you know that.
Right, patient confidentiality. Yeah,
we're not talking about that.
We're not talking about that.
Life.
So don't save your cards and letters coming up with 100 justifiable reasons that you can keep secrets. That's not what we're talking about here. Patty and I have no secrets. We know where, and with our cell phones, with Find My Friends, you know, we always know where each other is. That's just a matter of common courtesy.
And I've never turned that off. Have you?
No.
We don't turn it off.
We don't turn it off.
I want him to be able to find me, you know, if he needs me.
It's a safety. There are lots of reasons we do that.
Yeah.
It's not because either one of us are creepy and we're stalking our spouse. No. It's a matter of accountability. It's a matter of, well, Patty stalks other people, just not me. Most of the time.
Right.
Yeah. But it's a matter of safety too, because if we're not together all the time, and if we're separate and something bad were to happen, it would be really nice. Patty watches detective shows all the time, and she's like, I want to know where the blood trail will start, you know, so she'll have to come.
I know where to start looking.
Where to start looking.
Because I'm going to look, baby.
Yeah. So you will. And if somebody decides to murder me, just know this: you will not get away with it. This woman will find you.
And hunt you down.
She will find you out. She'll call Lieutenant Joe Kenda, and they will be on you. So, anyway, no secrets. We both know the unlock code on each other's iPhone. You know, at any time, she could pick up my phone. She knows how to unlock my computer. I know how to unlock her computer. And it's just a matter, you know, as a man, for one thing, that's accountability for me. I would never lock my wife out of my computer because I wouldn't want her to think I was trying to hide anything from her. And we've already talked about that in the previous rule number 1. It's not okay to look. And that includes pornography and things like that. So, so the flip side, so the first part of that is, or actually the second part of the rule is let there be none between you. So there are no secrets between us. And there should be no secrets between you and your spouse, excepting those legitimate things we talked about, confidentiality things, and you're a doctor or you work with the CIA or something.
Now, I do want to say that I've had a friend share something personal in her life that happened to her, and it wouldn't be appropriate for me to tell that to Tommy. That's not that I'm keeping something from him that pertains to my friend that needed to talk about something. That's a little different, you know. No,
it is different. And if someone asks you to keep confidentiality, you know, there's several different ways you can handle it. And for one thing, I trust.
But like I've told Tomas, and I've raised my kids. If anybody ever tells you not to tell your mom and daddy, you tell them right away.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean that's the same. You know, I would never, you know, keep a secret from Tommy.
Right.
You know.
Now I'll tell you what I've done. What I've done in the past. And first of all, you're right. I agree with you. that there could be, you could have a friend who needs a confidential shoulder, and I don't have any problem with that. But there could be situations, and I've run up on this. And
I was talking about a girlfriend, not a boyfriend. So.
Right, of course. You shouldn't be in a one-on-one.
I never keep anything that a man were to talk to me about from him.
That's right. So, and same thing here. I've been in conferences before and had women say inappropriate things. And the first thing I do is text it to Patty or pick up the phone and call Patty.
Like, she better be watching out.
Yeah, because I know where you are, and I'm going to start the blood trail. Anyway, but I have had situations before where people have said something to the effect of, "Hey, I need to tell you something, but don't tell Patty." And I'm like, "No, that ain't gonna work," because here's the deal. Here's where this rule comes from. Biblically speaking, a man and a woman become one flesh, the Bible says. And so how can I have secrets from myself, right? I mean, if Patty is me and I am her, if we are one flesh in the eyes of God, it can't be there can't be secrets. So I have most of the time, again, if it's not something where I feel led to give a confidential shoulder to somebody, if it's just some gossip or something like that, I said, no, it doesn't work like that. If because I share everything with Patty. And while I'm on the subject of secrets, you may think this is a weird way to tie this in. And I don't want to, listen, I'm not proclaiming this as a hill to die on, all right? There may be legitimate reasons to have separate bank accounts. I'm not going to fight anybody about that. We don't have separate bank accounts because, in our opinion, the way we read Scripture, we are one flesh. So I have been the primary breadwinner since we got married, and the money that I make is her money.
I've never felt like it was Tommy's money. I don't mean that.
I can promise you that.
I've always felt like it was our money, and it's because he's made me feel that way. I mean,
yeah.
He puts it in the bank account, and I tell him how we spend. How he can, here's your money, here's what you can spend. And I, do the bill.
I ask her permission to spend my money.
So I mean, I'm not a hoard like that, but I mean, I have always been the main budgeter, and I mean, I still make our budget. We'll sometimes pay. We do a lot of our automatic stuff now, but different stuff we'll pay together and everything, but it's just always been our money,
So again, there may be, so let me say it like this. There may be some legitimate reasons, you don't have to send them to me, to have separate bank accounts. I can't imagine what they are, but there may some exist. But if the reason you have separate bank accounts is to hide money from each other, no, don't do that. That's wrong. That's not what's supposed to happen between a husband and wife, who is one flesh. And so everything I have is hers, everything she has is mine, it's all ours together. So as for secrets, yours are hers, hers are yours, and let there be none between you. Final note on that, because I never really...
No, it's not a final note. I got something to say when you get done.
Well, okay, so not the final note, but I didn't really address the first part of that. Your wife, sir, needs to know that what she shares with you will not be repeated. You have got to know that you have each other's trust. And so things that my wife shares confidentially with me, she's really fortunate because I can't remember what I had for breakfast yesterday. But so I'm known for my confidentiality, and most people just don't understand it because I can't remember nothing. But Patty knows completely that she has my confidence. Things that she talks about with me are between me and her. I don't share those kind of stories. I don't, there's another rule coming up in the near future that will cover some of that. But anyway, Patty, you had a thought?
Yeah, because there was a time in your life that you weren't sharing everything with me. You remember?
No. Do I need another shot of tonic?
No, it was when you were a police officer. Tom was a police officer for most of our married life. And part of this time was before we were saved, and some of it was after we were saved and everything. And you know, he didn't. And it's hard with police officers because they see a lot of things, and it was a smaller city, but they still had their fair share of crime, fair share of things went on, things he saw that was hard. The baby dying. You know, not ours, praise God, but it was...
but same age as Chelsea
yes,
at the time, 6 months old.
Yeah,
or...
same age as Carly. But anyway, you know, there were things that he would see and everything, and he wasn't not telling me because, oh, I'm not telling Patty that. It was, I'm not going to tell Patty that. I want to protect her from that.
Yeah.
And he realized that... Go ahead and explain it.
Yeah, I was holding it in. And so it was harming our communication because
he was keeping something, but not, you know.
Right. And then I had my pastor at the time said that, you know, Eve was taken out of Adam's rib cage, right? And I said, yeah. And he said, what's the primary purpose of the rib cage? And I thought he said to protect the heart. And so what he explained to me and what I found out to be amazingly true is that Patty was made by God, designed by God perfectly to protect my heart. Mm-hmm. And so I learned to do the exact opposite of keeping all of that junk from her. I would come home and dump it out in her lap. And, you know, you might think, well, golly, Tommy, that wasn't very nice. No. She thrived with it. And it allowed it.
That sounds so bad. It just helped our communication.
You thrived in your God-given role of protecting my heart.
Yeah,
it caused her to blossom in the role God had given her to protect my heart. She could take that mess from me, and in the process, it was coming out of me, which was good for me.
Yeah, he needed to be able to get it out. You know, he needed to be able to get it out, and once it's out, it's out.
Once it's out, it's out.
And
yeah.
I wasn't the one experiencing it. It didn't bother me, you know, to hear it. Now, being a police officer, of course, you know, he may not have told me every single detail. He may not have told me names and all that kind of stuff. But he was able to talk about his day at work, and it helped him, you know. So, and that wasn't, like I said, it wasn't like he was doing anything wrong, really. He was protecting me, he thought, by not saying it, you know, so.
We got an amen somewhere from Jamie. Hey, Jamie.
Jamie.
Our Jamie.
Hey, Jamie.
We got several
Our Jamie.
Jamies. But
We're talking about
our family
our
Jamie.
Niece Jamie. Yeah.
All right, so anyway, that's it. Rule number 1. As for secrets, yours are hers, hers are yours, and let there be none between you.